Hi Gemini, welcome to your reading for the 15th to the 21st of September. We're going to look at your hopes, obstacles and what to focus on during that week, and also some spirit guide messages. So let's get straight into it, Gemini. Let's see what your hopes are. We've got hopes. Beautiful, straight up beautiful. With obstacles. Focus. Oops, that straight away came out. Letting go. Okay. Let's see. Let's get to the tarot. Give it a good shuffle before we get in. Gemini. Okay. Gemini. Okay, straight away for the hopes, I can see you need to believe in the possible, and you're hoping that once you believe in the impossible, or once that you believe in what you're seeking, I want to say, that things can be possible on your path. I do see there's a little bit of time out that's needed on your path, or you're hoping you can get some much more time to rejuvenate yourselves, Gemini, because there's that 10 of Wands, which is telling me that there is some burdens or a little bit of heavy loading yourself during that time. So that means you're probably doing quite a bit too much, and perhaps there's a timeout or rescheduling things. Maybe put things in, I want to say, in order of necessary. That way you don't have that frustration or that stress, even with the heavy load, I want to say, because she's carrying so much and she's on that journey, but she's just got a lot to carry on. So I do feel that you're hoping you have a bit of time out to rejuvenate, recuperate your energy levels so that you can get back on your path quick and swiftly, I want to say. With that, you've got the Four of Swords, which straight away also tells me that there's time for that need to rest. And I feel like it's also planning for the future, having that time out so you can get quite clear on your path, because I do feel with the Four of Swords, this is going to give you that reflection time. So when we do have a little bit of time to ourselves, we can reflect on where we want to go next on our journey, because everyone is always re-evaluating our future plans, because some things pop up, some things stay at a standstill. So excuse me, it's always important to, I want to say, clearing away what no longer serves you, because I wanted a cough there, and I'm going to take that as a message. Two of Swords, there's a decision to make, so perhaps there's a bit of conflict, that you're at a crossroads. So this means you're at a crossroads. You need to believe in the possible for starters, but you're at a crossroads, but there's some heavy burdens that perhaps you're needing to make a decision, and that's why you got that time out coming up, where you're reflecting on the past, you're also reflecting on the now, and reflecting on the future. It's like, it's hand in hand. It's like, okay, I'm going to decide what my next journey is going to be. And with the 10 of Wands, even though it's like carrying a load, doing so much work that you need to take things off, like take some work off your shoulders, I want to say. It's also a journey. It's a journey with hard work, kind of pays off here, is what I want to say with this, but it can lead to frustration and fatigue if you're not too careful. So that's why you need some time out. So put in some time for yourself in this week so that you can get back on track. So I do feel that you're hoping that you have a little bit of time to yourself, so you can reflect on your I want to say finances as well, and security. So I do feel you want to reflect on that, your important decisions in your life. So there's a bit of conflict, crossroads. It's planning for the next stage in your life, planning for your journey and where you want to go. So I do feel you're reevaluating stuff, and even if you do know where you want to go, it's still that need to, it's a smart move. It's reflecting each time you do something, you reflect on it, and to make sure that's where you want to go, and to take you take things off the load. So that's why if we look at this 10 of Wands, she's got a lot of load. So perhaps you're taking things off and leave that for another day, and stick with the important stuff first, and the things that aren't as important or aren't as in a rush to get them going or you know done, you put them to the side and you come back to them for another day. So that's what I feel that you're doing, or you're hoping you can do that to get that planning in motion, I want to say. So with the obstacles, you have the perspective. A calm and clear mind is free to see differently. See, it's so beautiful. It's like you need that time out. You need to rejuvenate yourself. You need to believe in the impossible so that you can decide your next steps. I feel like you're already on this journey. Obviously, you're already on the journey, but you take time. You make smart moves. I want to say Gemini makes smart moves where they reevaluate. They don't just rush in. And even if they do rush in, they already got a plan, or they already know a bit what they're going to do. But they like to come back to regroup, to make sure that they still want to do what they want to do. So I do feel a calm and clear mind is free to see differently. So I do feel that your obstacles is to make sure that you take a step back and look at things from a different perspective, so you can get more clear with your life plan and your future plan and what you want to do with yourself and going forward. That there's a need to have a little bit of strength and trust in yourself that you can keep carrying on even when there's a bit of heavy burden and things being a little bit taking on too much. I do feel you still have to hold that strength, or it's important to hold that strength, because you'll gain more perspective when the time out, because there is a little bit of a wake-up call. So this tells me that, yeah, you're reflecting on your past, you're reflecting on the now, and you're also reflecting on your future plans, because you want to get it right. You want to make sure, and nothing's perfect, but it just means that you're making smart moves, you're making smart planning on your road, because you've learned from the past. So you're quick to learn from the past, and you're quick to reevaluate yourself, because you know that you can be a force to be reckoned with. And that's what I feel like. So I think that message is you Geminis are a force to be reckoned with. That means you know what you want, you'll go straight forward, and if you need to regroup with yourself to make much more wiser choices, you'll do that. You don't ever second guess yourself, and when you do, it just means you need to step back and reevaluate in a calm perspective mind to get back on track. So I do feel there's like a bit of a wake-up call. It just means that you are getting back on track on your life, and you're observing your life from a smart standing way. Like you're looking upon your life plan and you're seeing what needs to stay, what doesn't need to stay, and a bit of a learning process where you're realizing what you don't want in your life. And that's why there's a bit of a wake-up call. It's like you're rebirthing, recreating yourself for the next stage in your life. And when you do that, the sun's here. That means happiness. So that means you lighten the load of your life. You'll move things that no longer serve you, and you're hoping for that rest so you can reevaluate. But the obstacles are needing a clear perspective, keeping that strength, and a bit of a rebirth, recreating yourself. Maybe, I guess, a wake-up call. There'll be some issues in your life that you may, now I realize that I don't want that anymore. Let's restructure my plan for, Gemini restructure my plan for going forward. So that's what I feel you're doing. And the sun, this is telling you that once you do all that and decide on your plan and decide how you're going to go about things, and keeping that strength and believing and trusting in yourself, there's that sun card was saying it's going to be a happy event. It's going to be a happy turn of events, I want to say with that. But it's important to understand that, trust that you have the strength to keep going forward, because I do feel the Ten of Wands may stop you in your tracks a little bit, but not for too long, I feel, with that. With the focus, we've got the I'm sorry, I've got these nails, they're really hard to grab the cards, so it's a bit of bendy here. With the focus, we've got letting go. This is saying releasing the past can seem like a challenge, but it can also be liberating. Your angels will help you let go so that you can fly higher than ever before. See, it's like gaining that perspective, time out to reevaluate your life, so you don't really repeat the past anymore, and you already learn from the past. You're quick to learn from the past, and if you someone who doesn't really learn from the past, you'll get back on track anyway. You'll just take your own time to get there how you like, and you won't let anyone stand in the way, because I do feel you've got a lot of inner strength, but sometimes you've got to keep trusting in yourself. Endings will always herald new beginnings. Choose to allow this situation to lead you in a more joyful life. See, guys, joyful happiness. Change your life by changing your thoughts. Then again, perspective, a calmer. I'll read this one again because it blends in beautifully with the letting go. Perspective, a calm and clear mind is free to see differently. That means once you let go of things and you change your thoughts, you'll be able to see things on a bit more better light, more higher perspective, and seeing clearly than ever before. So also you've got the will. So there is a turn of events. There's things that are going to be successful, and you're quite happy here. So I do feel once you do this, you get to the sun stage and you'll start feeling on top of the world here with the will, and you'll start focusing on, you're going to get excited, because I do feel you're getting that excited energy. There's something new coming up and it's getting you really, really excited, and you realize that you've got the world at your feet. Even though the world card's not here, it feels like you can do anything magically with your hands, with your mind, with your soul even, and it's like justice will prevail, because there's a bit of that balancing out. So I do feel it's balancing out that hard work or the burdens that you release that no longer serves you, and it's a bit of a justice, like a win-win here, which means that stability, you start focusing on your stability in your life, and you will be getting going with the Chariot. You're definitely headstrong in going on where you want to go, and you don't want to repeat any burdens that leave you feeling flat or fatigued or tired even. You're going to reevaluate your life, because Gemini wants their life to be as best as on top of the world as possible. That's what I feel like. Almost like you're on top of the world, and you can do anything. Once you start putting in your mind to that higher perspective, you're going to feel like you're the will on top of the world, on top of the will, which the will is success. So I also have to get these cards. I forgot to put them out, but these ones we won't see until later. Okay, Gemini. Let's see, we've got the clarity cards. It's a really good reading here. I do feel you Geminis are really on top of things, but there might be some times when you're feeling a little bit tired and run down, and it's time to take a step back to reevaluate your life and take off things that don't serve you and just aren't causing you, bringing you joy, I want to say. Oh, we've got Judgment card came out again, guys. It's a double wake up call. Things need to change, and Three of it's so beautiful. Even though this is the Sun card, it's not the Sun card. It's so beautiful. You've got the Judgment card here, and then you've got the happiness. It's almost like you release yourself from what no longer serves you. And here you've got the Judgment as well, and the Three of Cups. You're going to be happy. So once you find the strength and find clear vision and releasing what no longer serves you, if you see she's got her energy being released, it's like she's renewing herself, rebirthing a new person. Not a new person, but you know what that means. You're refreshing your inner self, then you'll be happy, and almost like you're on top of the world here with that refreshed energy to bring on anything or to get going. See, because you've got the Judgment card, and the same pretty much deal. Once you release what no longer serves you and you rebirth your new plans for yourself, you're going to be celebrating with family and friends, because you're going to feel like you've got a new lease on life. That's what it feels like, a new lease in life. So I do feel these cards for the Ten of Wands, it's a need to recreate yourself, not in a way of changing who you are, but it's like refreshing up stuff. It's like an inner cleanse, cleaning out what no longer serves you. When I say that, it could be your thoughts, your thinking, your ideas, people in your around you, surrounding, work-wise, changing work, changing locations, whatever it is, whatever's feeling you pulling you down, it's time to release that so you can lift yourself back up and be that Sun card is what I want to say. So, and you'll be much more happier. So I do feel once you let go of what no longer serves you, you're going to be celebrating, because you're going to feel like a sense of relief off your shoulders there. Now with the Four of Swords, we had the Page of Swords, yes, so there's a time out here. So I do feel once you rest and recuperate, you can keep going on that new journey. You've decided on something, you're going to go forward with it, but it's something creative, something that's going to give you that joy and happiness, and no longer going to bring you down or feel like it's a burden for you. With the Two of Swords, and you're trusting in yourself. You've got that new, I feel like you've got that spring, that's a bit of a spring in your step, I want to say, with that, because you're no longer feeling weighed down. That's what it feels like. So Two of Swords, which is a bit of a crossroad, a decision to make. Yet the Moon, it's a time to let go of any fears, but also trusting in your intuition. So if you're not quite sure, so sometimes we still reflect on which way or what to do. Just listen to your intuition here, but let go of fears. And there may be some hidden things you don't know about yourself that you actually get a higher perspective about yourself, getting clear about yourself and who you are and what you want to do. So Gemini is going to be reflecting on their life. And it's a smart move, I want to say, with that. Very, very intelligent move. It's wise. And I want to say wise beyond your age. 4 Swords came out, so definitely need a time out here. So with the Strength card, it's keep going forward, but give yourself some time to time out, to rest, to regroup with yourself. And don't be too hard on yourself if you need to have a little bit of pause in action to get back on track, because that's healthy and that's wise. With the Judgment card, we have the 2 of Cups, so there might be releasing of someone, releasing of commitments that no longer serve you or need to release. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be a partnership in a business, an idea. It could be a work project. It could be a commitment to yourself that you no longer feel like it's on your path, and releasing that with the Judgment card. I do feel that's the need, that what you need to do. With the Sun card, I'm just going to turn these over because they're a little bit. With the Sun card, let's see. We've got the King of Pentacles, yeah, so you're going to be so happy that you made the decision to release things and see things from a higher perspective, because you've got the King of Pentacles, so he's quite sure. He knows that once he does that, the actions that he does, or the decision and getting clear, he's going to be quite secure and stable in his approach in life, and he's going to know directly what he wants to do. So I do feel you're going to be so happy that you've decided on something to release things, letting go what no longer serves you, and you're going to be quite calm and collective with that, because the King of Pentacles is always quite sure, and they're quite smart thinking with that. So with the Wheel, we have the Magician. Yep, you're going to feel like you're on top of the world. I even think I said something about that. Sorry about that, Gemini, my battery went flat. So yeah, so you're going to be on top of the world, a bit like on top of the world. Even though this is a Wheel card, you're going to feel like that person standing on the wheel, being able to create that success. And you've got the Magician, which is saying, yeah, you're going to be able to focus and create what you want, because you're the Magician. You're the one with all the tools. You got all your cup there. You got everything that you need possibly to make your life as magnificent as you want it. And you're going to trust in yourself, and you know exactly where you go, where you're going, because you're pointing to where you're going. And you're quite sure of yourself, and no one's going to lead you astray, I feel, right with that. So with the Justice card, we have the Queen of Wands. So yeah, justice will prevail, and there's a time of balance and stability here. With that, it's like a bit of a win-win situation here. You're going to focus on having that balance in your life, so you don't have that burden of heaviness here, because you're going to create something. You're going to go after something that you actually want to do, something that's going to bring you joy. Because I'm looking at the sunflowers and the yellow, what she's wearing is always representing that happiness. It's a bit of a free of life, because it means, when I say free of life, it means that you're not restricted, you're not feeling a bit burdened, you're not feeling stressed out. It's like you're doing what you love, you're creating something that you love, and you're going forward, and you're quite strong and adamant to have that happy ever after kind of situation. And when I say happy ever after, it doesn't have to relate to relationship. It can relate just having a good life that you feel great with. So with the Chariot, when you get going and focusing on where you're going, you're quite adamant, going forward, planning your plans out. And let's see what card wants to pop up. Well, there's 2 cards popping out. There is an ending somewhere. So yeah, you definitely, yeah, this is beautifully showing that there's something that's going to, you're ending something. Like I said, we're moving something with the Judgment card. And let's see the heavy burdens. We've got the 10 of Swords. So perhaps you're going forward and something's ended, so you're definitely going on a new beginning, because we've got the Ace of Swords here. So this pretty much just saying something's finished. You're no longer want to do it in your life or have it in your life, because it's too much of a heavy burden. It's too much bringing you down or stressing you out, and you're letting that go. And that's why it's saying here, releasing the past can seem like the challenge. So something from the past you might be letting go that no longer serves you, but a change in your life, by changing your thoughts. In other words, you can see things from a higher perspective. It beautifully goes together. It's like once you see that endings always herald new beginnings. You're going to be much more happier because you do have the Ace of Swords, which reflect new beginnings and going on to what you really want to do. But there's opportunities being presented, and once something ends, there's something else that takes a steps up, pretty much is what I want to say with that. So let's get going with these spirit messages and see what's come up. You are not alone. We are here for you. We never left. Through all the sadness and loneliness, however, you cannot sense us near you or feel how much love we are sending you. We are your family, friends, and guides. You never walk alone. We walk right beside you. So I do feel with the needing the rest and needing to have that strength and perspective. Know that you're never alone. If you believe in guides, spirit guides, angels, and your ancestors that may have passed over, this is saying you're never alone, and you always can gain new perspective through asking for help on the other side, I want to say with that. And nature, this is a time to absorb the healing properties that nature has to offer. Your mind, body, and soul need nourishment. Your soul needs nourishment, energy, revitalization, and strength. See, guys, recreating yourself, renewing yourself, a time out with the Four of Swords, and then having that strength. This card is appropriate. It's saying nature has much to offer, so take this time to connect and spend some quality time outdoors. So there, the heavy birds, it reflects beautifully with the heavy burdens, the load, needing to rest, needing a time out so you can start planning on the next steps. But it's a time out because you're probably doing way too much, and that's what's causing that a bit of, not grief, but a bit of frustration and stress, because things are very tough for you, and you're a bit of a workaholic, I want to say, and you don't want to give up, or you don't want to rest because it feels like you might be giving up, but that's not it. It just means you need to give yourself some self-care, self-love to get going. You need to replenish yourself, I want to say. So I hope this reading, Gemini, has given you the insight. I'd love to see you again. Like and subscribe, comment below if you love to, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.